All right, welcome everybody. Second community meeting. A lot of good stuff on the agenda for today. We got supported up in here. Perfect. I'm pretty much going to be going through in order what's on the outline that I posted above in the chat room, so you can follow along. Some questions are going to be aimed like specifically towards newer players. Some are going to be like specifically aimed towards older players. I think there's like I'm looking at those two different groups. Kind of have to figure out what can help some of the newer players a little bit more, because I feel like sometimes we have a lot of new joins and they kind of get a little lost in our system.
Mm-hmm.
So, right into the discussion about season 2, right after all the Discord stuff. So,
yep.
You have anything to start off with, Eddie, or do you want me to start reading down the list?
No, you can go and I'll hop in like with just little tidbits I have to add. Probably more so when we talk about like the league stuff. But
for sure. So, I mentioned this in pretty much every avenue I can for anyone who will listen. We still need people to help running the league and the community as a whole. So feel free to contact an admin. A couple people have already expressed a little bit of interest, so thank you guys for that. We're working on getting all the roles filled out right now, seeing who's interested, like how we can divide everything up. But please, like, we're looking for people to help run the community, maybe doing like fun events or helping schedule matches for the season 2 of the league, things like that. So it's not too invasive, but we definitely need more help around here. So please feel free to volunteer on up if you can. So I guess the first thing on the agenda after that is, how do you guys like the Discord organization as it is? Do you like how we split up our channels? Do you think we need more channels, less channels?
yeah.
You guys can still hear me?
Yeah.
What?
Hold on, I can kind of just say what you said. So the question.
Well, I have push to talk, so if I abruptly stop, that means
that's probably what it is. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, I just have it just on. But yeah, so Windshield just asks, like, what do you guys think about the channels of the Discord? Are you guys satisfied with what we have so far? Is there something that you think we need to add or remove? I know back in the day, in the early days of Discord, we got some good feedback about, like, we used to have a channel for each character, and we got, good feedback about removing that. So just kind of in that, same vein, is there something that you think needs to change?
Yeah, especially for the newer people, like some people are bringing up, like, when through the eyes of someone who just kind of joins up, does this organization make sense?
So Chip Shots is asking if we could limit what the new people see until they reach a certain level. Like what Chip, what are you suggesting, like, maybe that they shouldn't see? Because honestly, you as a officer and team captain, you see a lot that most people, who just are academy members don't see. Maybe, just give me a little more. Oh, okay, so he didn't realize. Yeah, so you see a lot of channels that, people can't see. So, and the admins, we see like all the 20-something plus team channels that we have and stuff like that. So.
Okay, so I think like the main thing we're taking away here is if we could maybe make it a little easier and have some kind of walk.
You just cut
out. That makes sense. I do feel like, if I were to join up, I really wouldn't know what to do right away. Like, do I ask for a group in general, like you see a lot, like from the new members asking to play, or do I go to a different channel, and how do I get a pug started, things like that?
Okay, so they're saying that maybe the channel for the MEE6 bot that is saying that you leveled up with your rank is annoying. So I think there's a way we can fix that possibly. But
I can see that. Yeah. I don't think we need it. It's kind of a fun little thing. Some people like the levels, some people don't care.
Mm-hmm. But also, I'll try to work on that, but if not, then you can mute that one.
Oh, YouTube would be a pretty good idea. It's like
Yeah,
have a little
YouTube
nice.
might be nice. Yeah. But yeah, I'll try to work on that. Denial and chip. I think I saw you guys say that the notifications about leveling up can be a little annoying. Yeah, quick walkthrough and like I think Chill said this at the start, but we mentioned maybe a while back, and I just haven't really followed up, which is on me. But if we could get some people who would be a part of like a welcome committee, who could help like the new members say, okay, this is where you go for this, because I know it can be like kind of overwhelming with a lot of people who are kind of already in their routine with the Discord, just kind of doing what they do.
And
So
keep in mind that the more we put effort into the community, the better new recruits, are going to actually stay with us, which is good for everyone as a whole. We have a lot of new teams that are kind of trying to fill out their roster, so we definitely want people to come join the Discord and then stay.
hey, One Chill, when you talk, it's kind of like cutting out like at the tail
I
end.
can see that. Yeah, my it's a little voice latency is getting a little.
But yeah, I think what he was saying, guys, was the more effort we put in, the more it's just gonna help us grow and things like that. So the more people we can get on the help train, the better, because it's just gonna, as you guys see, I remember, saying we crossed the 350 member threshold, and now we look up and we're already approaching 450. So more people to join, the better. But that does mean we need more people to. Shit. Sorry, I accidentally clicked on another voice channel. But yeah, so the more people that we get to join, the better. But that does mean we're gonna need more help. The more people that join, we just need, more hands on deck to kind of help manage things.
I like that. I still think that I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have also a little YouTube tutorial. Like, it doesn't take much to throw those videos together nowadays.
Yeah, I like
But
that.
I like the idea of the DMs being like something that is easy to see, that everyone can get quick access to. That kind of explains all the rules and like how to's and where to goes.
And we do have a bot that kind of, to K-Swee's point, I think that is a good idea. We do have a bot that will DM you, and it says like where you go to apply, and just make sure you read the rules and stuff like that. But K-Sweet, you stupid. But yeah.
Possibly in DM. All right, so moving on down the line here. So how we can make it easier for new people was kind of that conversation as well. So we're going to skip over that and head right over to community events, so as someone on the other side of the equation who's tried to organize community events, it's very discouraging when absolutely nobody shows up for them. And then on the flip side, we get complaints that we don't do them enough. Mm-hmm. So I don't know where the middle ground is here. Like, how often do you guys want these types of things? I think they're fun. I think Widow had a very successful Widow 1v1s. So
yeah, I think we have to do something. I definitely think the community events are needed. Especially in our off season, just because we want to. I think we have a very healthy looking for group, and then I know like in the team channels, people play together a lot. So that keeps people busy, but we definitely want to have something to kind of bring.
I really like the other game channel too. That's been really awesome to see how people are kind of forming other things on different games. But okay, so twice a month. We can do like once a month, twice a month, every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I like twice a month. I think that's reasonable.
That's fine. Like, what kind of things do you want to do? Like, Widow 1v1 was a big hit. Torb's Hammers was okay. I don't know how. I like 3v3s, but I don't know how interested people will be in doing like a 3s tournament over a weekend.
3v3s are so fun to me.
Would be me, Eddie, and Aventus in the championship versus somebody.
That's right.
Lucio Ball? I don't know. I mean, we should get something from this last week and see if we can make an actual Lucio Ball custom. Can you?
Who said Lucio Ball?
You can't make a Lucio Ball custom. Okay, sad face.
K-Sweet said Lucio Ball. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I think so.
Settings, ban, K-Sweet.
Oh, this guy.
I'm just kidding.
So can they do like the extended goal for the commentator? You know, the goal.
I'm not, man. I didn't really like Lucio Ball. I just felt like I couldn't control anything.
This
But
guy
I'm a
gets
man
it.
of the people. If we can make it happen, we can do it. So I just didn't know that you could create something like that. But maybe in the workshop, I don't know if that's possible.
I'll look into workshop codes. There might be like a ghetto Lucio Ball we can play. There's also that fine Super Smash Brothers versions of Overwatch I've been meaning to try. We can give that one a go.
Yeah.
Where you like do the side scroller.
Hmm.
Corp Golf I've seen, I haven't played. I don't know how the rules work, but it's bad. It's not that good. I like PokeWatch. You know, I think PokeWatch would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
So you guys like the workshop modes is what I'm taking from this. PokeWatch isn't really a workshop mode. That's just a classic custom. You don't like PokeWatch?
Weeping
All right,
Angels.
customs. Yeah, it's like you ever watch Doctor Who?
Never watched Doctor Who.
Oh
Heard a
God,
lot
how
about
have
it.
you never watched? It's like a thing in Doctor Who where you can't not look at them or they'll be killed. You get
Oh,
killed by
okay.
the thing, the Weeping Angels.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of the idea behind the game.
Okay.
Weeping Angels are pretty freaky. Yeah, I like Doctor Who though. I don't know, I'm a bit of a fanboy.
So workshop modes. Let's look into some workshop
Yeah, work
modes.
and PokeWatch. Writing all this stuff down.
Cool.
All right, what's up next here? Okay, so how does everyone feel about at everywhere? Because either more people need to sign up for at ping, or I don't want at everywhere to be usable by non-officers. That's for sure.
Right. It was at one point, and it got a little ridiculous, and then we just
Yeah,
limited it to admins. So the only ones that can do everyone is admins, and I think we use it pretty responsibly.
yeah.
But
I usually don't even. I still use pretty much at ping, but I think
yeah,
when I want to make a big announcement, I'm gonna switch over to at everyone.
right. I
Just
think
because I want everyone to be notified, at least for the big stuff.
right,
You know, the
exactly.
stuff that,
I agree.
hey, this is server news, you should know about it.
Right, because I think, I know Storable uses it for the team stuff, which is pretty
Yeah,
important, but I
agreed,
feel like
Chips.
we only use it like maybe less than 5 times a week if I'm.
And for all the new people, please sign up. What channel is the at ping sign up in?
So that's going to be in roles and server info, and we have 63 people signed up for the ping, so we have a decent amount of people who get notifications that way.
Thank you.
But normally, what I'll
You
tend to
can
do
sign
is
up for at
to.
ping from there.
Yeah, we got people signing up now. That's awesome. So normally what I do is I use at here, which will only ping you if you're already on Discord. So it's not like you're just getting notified when you're just sitting at home trying to chill. Or if you use at ping, that means that you're consciously subscribing to get notified now. Because I've had some people subscribe to at ping and then they, get upset when they get pinged. But that's kind of what it's for, because we did that kind of replaced the everyone because it's kind of like a way for you to opt in to receiving notifications or not, so just think about that before you hit that ad ping. But
Yeah, but it's still people use it a lot for doing like looking for group or I'm looking for a teammate.
I got you.
And I feel a lot of people get discouraged from using it for looking for group because I think the ping system is great if you want to be alerted for that kind of by the on the fly kind of stuff. So if there's a random pug that pops up and you want to be part of random pugs, definitely get the at ping.
Yeah, for sure. He says shit talking should be allowed within reason. So look, here's honestly my take on that, because I know this has kind of come up. I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but I'm gonna be real quick because I know we have like a lot of different thoughts about emotes during games.
I mean, also this is gonna come up in a little bit too, but go ahead.
Well, we can push it. I don't want to get off track.
No, I want to know the thoughts real quick.
Well, I was just gonna say, I always like to side on the, err on the side of like not doing it because I know some people are kind of like, I don't know, sensitive to stuff like that. Um, and like to me, like even though we have separate teams and things like that, this is just one big community. So, we're all here to like help each other get better and improve. So I don't know. I mean, I've
I
gotten
mean, I don't
teabagged in
know.
a
Like,
game and gotten
there's
slightly killed
definitely a
before.
difference between friendly banter and like trash talk. And
Right,
you need to,
yeah.
if you want to engage, you got to know where that line is.
Right, I agree with that, yeah. But I think we do a good job of, definitely after matches and match chat, you see GGs.
GG's. I mean,
Unless,
it's okay to joke around,
yeah,
but yeah, definitely don't make it toxic.
right,
No,
right,
don't
right.
make people not want to be here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Unless Pardon is really feeling himself, then he's gonna. Nah, I'm just playing. I love you, Pardon.
All right, so recruitment's coming up. How did you guys like the recruitment contest? Was that kind of cool? I know some people got some prizes.
Yep.
I'm hoping to make a really big recruitment push coming up here for season 2. I'm gonna make a nice, compiled Reddit post and start spamming the Discords again, so we can get like some of the less filled teams out like a little bit of a recruitment base to start picking people from.
Rock, I just
Is
see
there a
you asked about
threshold?
the contest. That was something that we did back in June. Like we had a
Mm-hmm.
contest for people to see who could recruit the most members, and the winner got like a Funko Pop Winston statue and a
20,000 people.
$10 Amazon gift card. So stuff like that, like contests like that.
Yeah, it was a month long. I think you did start in June,
Hmm.
but it was basically a recruitment drive, and whoever got the most referrals got a prize.
Yeah,
Um,
and if you joined like during that window, I was still tracking it for you. You just had to tell people that when they
I like those idea
joined,
Primo.
um, to mention that they were recruited by you, and I just tracked it. But yeah.
So, but just also keep that in mind that, yeah, we posted an Overwatch console, the main Overwatch subreddit, looking for team subreddit. There's a
Hmm.
couple subreddits we've gone to in the past and gotten real good recruitment drives from. Just also keep that in mind if you're newer and you are like not at a great number with your roster, that we are going to start making serious recruitment efforts in the coming weeks. So also feel free to take part in that though. Word of mouth is like the best way of getting people actually in the Discord to participate in part of the community and not just sign up and then never do anything here.
Yeah.
So please keep the word of mouth referrals. They're definitely appreciated.
Yep.
Well, that's actually a great question. MRAHC. We're starting at 8 for actually being allowed to be like sign up for the league. Now, if you're looking just to scrim or hang out and just do random stuff around the Discord, you don't really need any certain amount of number. But if you want to compete in the second season, you're gonna need to have at least 8, and you should be looking on a little bit more than that because as someone who went through an entire season, scheduling gets a little tough with 8 people.
Yes, it does. You want to have some depth for sure because you never know. And this next season is going to be longer. Like, we want to make sure
Yeah,
that everybody can always play their matches. So the cap is 15. So the closer you can get to that, the better, honestly. But
right.
you got to run your team, have
Okay,
some
so
depth. So
next up, this is something I wanted to give a shout out real quick because I think it's a really cool idea if we can get it up and running. We've had a couple Masters players already offer their hand in doing VOD reviews, and some people
oh
really
yeah,
like to do it. And there's a VOD review channel that I hope people want to take advantage of. So if you need help, like learning how to record a VOD because it's not super obvious on the Xbox, just let us know. And if you guys want advice, pretty much any role, we have a lot of Diamond to Masters to GM players here, even a couple top 500s that want to give out advice. So
Yeah.
please take advantage of
yeah.
it. The one thing he says.
No, but seriously though, I feel like I mean, we are growing, but I think it is pretty cool to have two really good GM players in GTB and Tango for sure who are really active, who are offering help. So, like please take advantage of that. Like and I don't know if you guys looked at the VOD review that Tango did for me, but he gives you like very extensive notes And I applied that stuff, and I was able to climb on my alt account with that. So please take advantage of it.
All right, and open-ended questions. Is there anything that you see in other Discords that you would like to see here, or anything like that? It just has to do specifically with the Discord and the community as a whole. Is there anything that, like, pretty obvious stuff you think we're missing here? Each team does get a channel, yes.
Yep.
Dogs.
Oh shit. But
an Ask a Coach channel. Okay, so the Ask a Coach channel, who's gonna be the coaches in that?
I can help with that.
I feel like that's kind of the VOD review channel.
yeah,
You know, when you're like starting to
yeah.
solicit advice.
Oh yeah, I forgot Domo is a Masters GM player as well. And then I forget. Oh, I'm sorry. I always forget the Fat Shots coach who helps.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I've seen pet channels in other Discords, and I wouldn't mind having a pet channel. If people want to post pictures of their pets.
Saffron. Yeah, Saffron is really good, really knowledgeable. So
A Bob Ross channel. Nice little trees.
Oh my.
We'll get into that stuff when we talk about the League Play Primal. Okay, so maybe some different fun channels, for sure. These are also great ideas to put in the suggestion box, so we don't forget about them. If you really want to see that channel happen, that's your best bet.
Pets. People like pets.
A Why Jeff channel.
I'd be in that one a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Strat chat. I like that idea too. We kind of had it done by map type to talk about different, like, you know, overarching strategies for specifically 2CP and stuff, but we'll try, if we can figure out, maybe just make it open-ended strat channel.
Yeah.
Social media, that's actually a great one, Chip Shot. I didn't even put that one down. We've had a lot of people interested in, like, helping us with social media. So if you want to be part of our social media team and you think it's a great idea to have more social media, please DM us. We need people to help us with that for sure.
Jay made us a IG page too, like a couple of weeks ago. I just
Jay
forgot.
is on it.
Yeah, she did. She made it. Like, she made it. It's done. We just gotta, post stuff and find a way to, like, get content for it, because I don't know how.
I think that we can do that, Nelly. That's a good idea. Coach forums.
Okay, thank you, Prom. We'll edit and post highlights from the league. Oh, we're gonna talk about that a lot more.
And the league be only good.
With the
yeah, I like that.
I'd be okay with that.
All right. So then we're on to the next channel as a whole. So this is something that's come up. We're not going to be talking about teams and free agents. This is something that comes up constantly, more than I like to deal with, and that's asking the admins to be the police of your team. Thank you for the DM. I'll get back to that after the meeting, bud. What was I saying? So yeah, if there's some sort of, like, issue internally with your team, especially social issues, you guys got to solve it yourself. You know, the admins are really only going to step in when it's, like, competitive things, like you think someone's cheating or you think someone's lying about their SR. We can kind of help with those things, but also we've gotten a lot of witch hunts lately, so we also don't want to be, every single player that has a good match gets accused of something either. So, be a little bit more graceful in defeat, guys. And but, like, honestly though, if you really feel though like it has to be cheating, like, don't be afraid to bring things up, but just please, don't, just because you're mad that you lost, try to get the admins in on something. And if something's happening, like, on a personal level, like take it to DMs, or I'm not going to be over there, like, giving people lectures. So cheating means mouse and keyboard, and lying about your SR. That's the two that come up the most.
Yeah.
Moving on, team channels. We kind of talked about channels a little bit earlier. Is everyone okay with how the team channels are set up? Or color and name changes. That's also the thing. If you want a color or a name change, just let the admins know. Then people type it out. In DM, please. Yeah, don't do it right now because I'm not gonna be scrolling through this channel to find it. Hard of hearing. All right. That might be something for the suggestion box on my end.
I don't think he's serious.
I hope it's not.
It's enlightened. I don't know. He might be.
Yeah, Storable also is like really good with the color bot, and I'm not perfect at it. So if it's a fancy color, you definitely got to go through him.
I don't even know how to use it.
Same.
Yeah, I barely do applications because I'm just bad.
I'm just here to play the game.
Well, that's going to be. We'll talk about that when we hit the league play. I promise. I promise it's going to come up. Actually, it's probably going to come up during Rollog. Rugster. Okay, so Captain Corners. I like Captain's Corner for organizing scrims. Is everyone okay with that? You don't think we need a scrim channel? I like how Captain Corner is kind of a scrim / like hangout, but Frost Phoenix loves it. I like that there's like somewhere I can show new people who sign up with the team, like, hey, just go post in Captain channel and ask for a scrim. You usually will get one.
Right, yeah.
Season MVP. Ooh, I'll talk about that in the roster things too. Because MVPs are well, actually, I think there's a couple suggestions about it, so we'll touch that in a little bit.
PC League
team with outside discords. Just so you guys know, I don't care if you guys have your outside community, but just a couple ground rules about it, just so you know where we stand. Anybody who wants to join and play in the actual league itself has to be part of the Discord so we can keep track of rosters. So if you have an outside Discord, make sure that the members are signing up here too so we can keep track of everybody. And also just make sure that your captains, at your very least, your captains respond to like the pings or the ats. So if we try to tag a captain and when we never get anything back because you guys are hanging out somewhere else, it makes it really frustrating when we're trying to get like information up and do those little things we need our captains to do. So that's it. I mean, honestly, you don't need to hang out here if you don't want to. I like it. I think General's kind of fun. I like all the different channels and all the conversations we have here. If that's not for you, that's okay. But just keep in mind, members need to be part of here too to actually play in the league, and make sure your captains are responding to the notifications.
Yeah.
Did you want to say something? I feel like I cut you off there.
No, somebody, Mo mentioned a PC League, and I just wanted to kind of, explain why we probably won't go that direction. I mean, I don't know how many people we have who play on PC, but I think we've all, or most of the people in this community have been a part of those Discords that try to split the player base between two different platforms or multiple platforms. And the one thing that's kind of unique about us is that we are specifically focused on Xbox. So to be completely honest with you, Mo, for the foreseeable future, I just see us continuing to do that.
I think we've kind of crashed a niche. Yeah, Xbox Elite controllers are fine. So when it comes to equipment like that, the only ban we have is, of course, don't be using aimbotting, anything like that. From what I understand, it's really hard to do that anyway, so I don't think we're going to run into too much. And there's no controller that can actually do macro scripting, like 2 buttons at the same time. Those are banned. But all the the aftermarket ones that you like, if you're just buying another fancy controller, you're going to be fine. Like you're buying the Elite one, you're buying the fancy Razer one, that's fine.
Yeah, mouse and keyboard.
We'll talk about Rollog in a little bit. And mouse and keyboard is totally banned.
Yeah.
And that's the most likely way to cheat, yeah.
Don't cheat, guys. Seriously. Like, we're all here to have fun,
Yeah.
Just.
I mean, hopefully people take the Better Academy at its name a little bit to heart. We want people here to actually try to improve their game. And if you're just here to cheat to win, a hobby league, I don't know. I mean, I guess if that's your bag, it seems kind of, what's the point?
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about free agency. Do you guys like the way free agency is set up?
This is
like
kind
fill
of more
out the
directed at
form.
the captains, I guess, because they can see more stuff.
Now you can see more of it. But as like some of the more recent free agents, do you feel like it was easy to get your name out there and get picked up by a team?
Scouting scrims.
Yeah, Aventus has been pushing this for a while, and we just haven't
It just
executed
seems
it.
like, are we ever gonna have 12 people just ready to go in that free agent channel?
We
I
can
think most
try
people
it.
get picked up before then.
Yeah, it seems like people get scooped up within a couple of days. So, but with us kind of putting a freeze on the teams, maybe, you know,
All right, perfect. I mean, I'm not saying we need a change. I'm just trying to make sure that there's not like a gaping issue I don't see.
Guckers, aka Lil Bumper. I see you.
I think there is a team looking for players. Just only captains can see it. Or
Correct.
wait.
Team,
Isn't there
yeah,
a
I
free
mean,
agent one where everyone can see it? It would
there's a
make sense
free
if only
agency
captains can see it.
that everyone can see where captains can post, you know, kind of solicit their teams, and then there's one where it's called available free agents where captains can see players who have filled out a Google form and kind of see what their role is at
Oh, okay,
SR.
okay.
So, yeah.
It's been a while since I've had to use the system.
Oh
Okay,
my
so
God, Guckers. All right.
all right, so Roblox. So this is where I think we're going to start having to make decisions as a community
Yeah.
because there is no clear answer because this is brand new. We're going to have to figure things out as we go. So there's a
Mhm.
couple different ways we can take Roblox. So one of the questions I'm going to kind of leave up to the chat here is when we do Roblox, and this is really pertaining to the league, because like again, like if you're really just here to hang out and you have a team for fun, these rules, aren't going to be like super hard pressed on you. But anybody who actually wants to participate in the league, which I do feel is most people, try to follow these rules for us. So, but anyway, so with the shift to Roblox, we have to figure out: do we want to just let everyone have one role or 2 or 3 roles? Because there's kind of pros and cons to both ways.
And also,
2
guys, just
roles.
some things to think about as you're thinking about your responses. So, we have no idea what the new SRs are going to look like for people. We have
No
people who
Roblox.
are going to be, you know, higher than they are now, lower than they are now. So, I think what One Chill is trying to figure out is, you know, based on the new 222 that's coming, like, do we want to just limit people
Yeah, we'll
to
do a
one
poll.
role?
I want everyone to have like kind of hear the arguments before people start voting, though.
Yeah.
So, like Eddie was saying, I think like the pros and cons I'm seeing for both ones. So if we stick to one role, it's like the most straightforward system when it comes to SR. Because everyone's going to have 3 different SRs that we're going to have to keep track of. So it'd be kind of weird if, you have like a platinum healer, but you're like almost a master's level tank.
Right.
So which one should we consider? Like, can we consider you the master's level tank, or you're going to be the diamond healer? So
Yeah.
yeah, but if the master's on the tank, you can't play your master's level tank when you
Right,
roll
right. In the
onto
league, right,
the
yeah.
different role.
hmm
So I think it comes like a weird situation with SR where I don't want someone who's like signing up as a team to be their healer and was low key a really great tank, and all of a sudden, oh, but we agree to let them play tank, and now we can't really make a decision based on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yep,
but the other
facts.
course, like you're saying, like when we do 1, 2, or all 3, there'd be more flexibility for teams. So, if anybody else felt passionate about either side, I'm gonna set up this poll right now.
Yeah, it seems like the easiest way to handle it for sure would be to just limit people to one role. And then we just kind of figure it out from there. But this does kind of, and I'm not trying to like bring up more potential issues, but it does kind of bring up the issue like if you have a master's level tank who places in gold on heals, to me, if you are that high on one role and
All right,
you're
the poll is up.
gold on another, like you have game knowledge and other stuff that might still give you kind of an advantage. I don't know, but it's just stuff to think about, I guess.
Why is that not doing right? There we go. So we're gonna let that stack up real quick. So yeah, but like I said earlier, there is really like I don't know what the best way to do this is. You know, we can't really copy another system because there is no system for this yet. So I think there's arguments for both sides.
Yeah.
Okay, so Callie Burns, like, in a game, like you can't switch roles either way. We're gonna keep competitive rules how it is. So like in any competitive game, whatever role you go into that actual game into is the role you're gonna be stuck with. You can't switch mid game. In between games, if there are opening up to more roles and you want to switch your healer to tank, that's kind of what we're arguing right now. See which one people want better. One role per map, yeah. Like if you were to queue up.
Right.
You know, into competitive when Rollock comes out. You know, you can't then switch from tank to healer in the middle of the game and with a Rollock system. Neither can you in the league either. But in between games, you know, that kind of is like where it becomes a bit of an issue because SRs have to be like rethought of when people start switching roles around.
Yeah.
All right, let's see where we're at with the poll. So we're kind of at a tie between 1 and 2 roles. So we as the admins will try to get together and see if we can maybe make the 2-role system work. If you guys have a really great idea, feel free to DM us about it, and we'll definitely make sure all these rules are established beforehand and let you know what we're thinking before we actually make them hard set rules. I mean, that's a good way. Like, obviously, you know, if you're a really high role, you know, if you're like a GM DPS, but you still want to play and you're not a healer tank,
Right. Exactly.
that's
Not
at
on
that
your best
level. Like,
role. Yeah.
maybe we can make that work too. I feel though it might upset some people either way when like, oh, but he's in Grandmaster as a DPS. You know, why is he playing?
I can't wait to see what
Can't wait
the
to be
SR
silver
is.
DPS.
Man, so many people have leveled up right now.
Because I'm pretty sure, and I'm not trying to call this person out, but I'm pretty sure Denial is gonna be like a Masters DPS or something. You know?
Called out.
I mean, he's good. I think that's a good thing, Denial.
So, yeah, I want to kind of like do a couple scrims, you know, and like a couple like mock games to see how all these systems work out. But I want to definitely have a hard set system. I didn't like having to change as many rules as we did in the middle of the season. I want to avoid that as much as possible. So we're definitely going to try this out. We'll do a couple dry runs with whatever we decide. All right, moving on. All right, another question that's been brought up is: should we consider career highs or current season?
Oh yeah, this is
when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
SR. Since SR is going to be kind of blown up altogether, you know, it's going to be a weird question. But somebody says career high, someone says current season. I see arguments for both. I think last 5 seasons. I think last 3 seasons would be a little bit better, but
Yeah,
I think that's
last
where
three
I'm
seasons
leaning.
might be
Season.
cool. Yeah,
so
so
if you like whatever the highest of your last 3 were,
yeah, because we want to make
maybe
it,
take an average of the last 3.
yeah, but we definitely want to make it fair, and we just, you know, where's the cutoff for us? Like,
Oh,
do
I'll
we
look
want
at
to,
profit.
like, if somebody was a GM in season 1 and they're a diamond in season, 17, like, does that still translate? Like, the games were completely different then? You know, like, what do you guys think should be?
So whatever is higher the current season or the average of the last 3. I think that's an okay system. If we look at like the last couple of seasons,
Mm-hmm.
last 3
3
highest.
highest.
All right, I'm gonna write that down.
Wait, Denia, are you saying like take the highest 3 from the past or like the last 3 seasons?
I think last 3 makes sense. Like whatever
Last
their
3 makes
highest of the last
sense.
3 seasons
Oh, the
should be
highest from
what.
the last 3. Okay, I got you. That does make sense, yeah.
Also, a good shout out right now. Rosters are capped at 15 people, so
Yes.
no more than 15 people are going to be allowed to sign up at a time for a team when we start the league. Just keep that in mind. Don't blow your rosters up to 20 or 30 people. Yeah, that's true. Rollock is going to change a lot of things with SR. That's why I kind of want to start having this conversation now, so we start thinking about these things because it is going to be a big shift, and I'm sure that we're going to have a lot of like edge cases we're going to have to figure out as we go.
Right, and we,
All right, now go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't want people to be nervous about the new SRs. Like, I'm serious when I say, like, I think we're gonna have some people who jump up to masters and stuff, but we're definitely gonna try to include everybody as best we can while still making it fair. But we definitely don't want to shut people out who have put like a lot of hours into this community and the league from playing just because they happen to, be really good at the
Because they're
game.
good.
Yeah, because we played with them before, and it wasn't a problem when we didn't know, what their true SR was. So we'll just kind of figure it out. But I don't want people to be nervous about like potentially not being able to play
So
just because,
I've seen this question once or twice. When season 2 starts, and say like little tax evasion, say he starts off in diamond but makes it into masters, will he be banned halfway
Nope,
through, or
nope,
he can
nope.
No.
You can
play?
climb. You can climb. Climb as much as you want. Once the
Yeah,
season starts, climb.
Yeah, we have as an admins. Oh yeah, we're talking about open profiles. That's going to be part of the new set of rules.
Yep.
But to answer the question at hand, we decided as an admin team that we're going to check SRs at the beginning of the league. That's when we're going to do SR checks, and then you are free to climb and improve as much as you want, because that's the whole point of playing in the
Yeah.
league, is to have these consistent, organized matches so you can get better. And we want you guys to go out there and climb. And it's a weird situation where you're at your limit and you have to be like, oh, I have to go play on an alternate account now, or I can't play in the league anymore.
Yeah.
You're still going to be playing. You're still going to be improving. It doesn't really make sense. So yeah, feel free to climb as much as you want. After we do SR checks. I haven't climbed in months.
Because I feel
Yeah.
like
Join the
naturally
team.
people just climb as a part of becoming a part of these teams anyway. If you start playing
Yeah,
with
I
the
hit
teammates,
diamond
you
and I just stopped climbing.
But you did hit diamond.
Okay, so
consistently, though, so
yeah.
consistent diamond.
Suggestion box time. I'm gonna start reading the suggestions that we have so far.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Suggest MVP for end of season and arcade game modes like Lucio Balso. This one's kind of 2-in-1. MVP games for the end of the season. I kind of like that. MVP is a weird situation because so far the only MVPs we've really been doing is the MVPs I kind of dull out from watching the league games, and I don't mind. I'll keep doing it. But it is kind of an arbitrary standard of just like who stood out to me while I watched the VOD on 1.5 time.
Mm-hmm.
So we can keep that up if we want to keep up that MVP system. So I like doing it. If anyone else wants to help me with MVPs, that also would be greatly appreciated. But it's also a lot of VOD review. Like, you got to watch every game. You got to pick a winner.
Hey, Miffed Goose, you got to use the little squiggly, not the hyphen there, to do the suggest bot. But to what you were talking about, I think it would be good if we could get like some feedback from the people casting, for MVPs, because they're directly watching.
Yeah, and someone else brought that up when they want to do like a match of the game. So whoever is casting, if you want to be like do a little write up of who you thought the match of the game is, and we'll put after every match in a certain channel. I think that's a really good idea. So that's on the people who do the scrims a lot or do the casting a lot. Mm-hmm. I think that's great, but I don't want to like sign them up for something without talking to them first.
Miffed Goose says post the team rosters for everyone to see. Right now, team captains can see everyone's rosters.
Yeah, we have it set up. Did we post it yet? I don't think we posted the major book yet in the team channel yet. We're still gathering all the information.
Yeah.
It's not complete yet, but we are going to be transparent about it. At the very minimum, at least captains are going to see, but we might make it open to the public. I don't see any reason why not. It's just a list of gamer tags, but something I still want to think about a little bit, how we want to handle the permissions for it. Mid-season signing window, what do you guys think about that?
I don't know. I know we're at our cap anyway, so I don't know how that would. I'm sure some teams will go in with less than 15. But I definitely think we could have
Maybe
like
like
a point to where
like
people can recruit up to that week, and then after that, you got to kind of have your roster locked in, just so you're not adding people for the playoffs or for the championship game and stuff like that. But
so maybe we can find out exactly when the halfway point is and just make
yeah,
it the halfway point. Does that work for everybody?
Yeah, I like that.
like you can make roster moves up until halfway during the season, and then you got to just kind of roll with you get with what you have at that
Well,
point.
we're gonna talk about what format people want the best, and then I can tell you what the time frame's gonna look like, Domo.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that soon. That
Last
might be a hot debated
Yeah,
topic, but
yeah. It's just I want to get through all this kind of like less interesting stuff, so we don't have everyone just leave after the league talk. I think that was it, right? Team
yep, I think
roster,
so.
top 3 heroes. Oh, a wild card tournament. I guess we could talk about like how we want to set things up right now when we get into. Hang on, let me write down mid-season sizing. When we get into the talking about the league, and because we definitely need to decide on a format right now, so we can get everything planned out and how we want to do things mid-season. Sign. Okay. We were talking about high SR players. Yeah, we kind of did. Just like I told you guys in the beginning, the minimum players to sign up is going to be 8. So keep that in mind as a rule.
Talking about
This is
season
a
2,
good
guys.
time to it's a good time to introduce our new commissioner of the league. It's going to be GTB. I don't even know how to pronounce the second part of that name. I just call him GTB.
don't worry about it.
So he's going to be the guy who's like going to handle any sort of issues you have during the league because he's not going to be playing in it. So it's not going to be me or Eddie anymore who are actually on a team.
Mm-hmm.
So the minimum shouldn't be 6 because the problem being is if you guys have someone who can't make it, now the match needs to be like stopped.
Yeah.
So 8 gives you at least 2 subs. And then like what happens if somebody DCs? These are things we had happen during the matches, so we don't need to plan for them a little bit.
Guckers, we were not trying to call you out.
So so GTB is gonna be our commissioner. So I don't know. Do you want to introduce yourself now?
Yeah. I'm the commissioner, I guess. Top 500, so I can have a pretty good take on shit that's going on. So have fun.
Yeah,
Shout
so
out
he's
to
definitely going to
GTB,
be the
man.
one who's looking at like footage to see if you guys are cheating or not, or like what
So don't
weird play
cheat.
looks like. And then also he's going to be the kind of like the last say on things. If
Right.
you have a dispute between a team during the league, he's going to be the one that whatever his decision is the decision we're going to go with.
Yep.
So
All-Star
we'll make sure.
weekend?
Yeah,
All-Star
Mo
weekend.
keeps asking about All-Stars.
Mhm.
I think we're gonna do a better job, Mo, in season 2 of identifying our All-Stars. I know Walrus brought up the All-Star thing. I just don't know if we were able to kind of get it going
No,
for
I
season
don't. No
1.
one's going to be banned. So the rules are always going to be for our league matches is whatever is going on in competitive is what we're going to play on. So whatever patch competitive's on is the patch we're on.
Yeah.
So if Sigma's in ranked, we're playing.
Yep. Seems fair. I mean, you're gonna
We
play
are
against us for
sitting.
your comp games.
Yeah, hopefully. Oh, okay. There are going to be new rules. I skipped ahead a couple ones. So the rules off of my head, and feel free to suggest other ones you want to see. A level floor, so that means a minimum level you have to be to participate. So no more level
Yes.
26 accounts trying to play. And you have to use your main account. So please use your main account. Don't be playing on your Smurfs. The exception being that if you have your team captain play on an alternate account, just to make replay saving a little bit easier, that's okay. Just make sure the admins know this is our captain and this is him on his replay only account. And just for anybody who wants to do that, you don't need to be any level to play in a custom. So you can literally just make a new profile, and we'll let you play with it. And then only your replays will be on that account.
Only captains. And also, you said the level floor is gonna be 200. Level cap is gonna
200.
be 200.
Yeah,
as of
perfect.
right now. So.
We're going to require everyone who wants to sign up for the league to have open profiles, or at least semi-open. That means you have to let admins check as we want. So if you want to have it set to only your friends can see it, that's fine, but then you're going to have to add us as friends. Or you can just have them completely open. That makes it best. But if you want your privacy, that's still fine too. But if you want to play, the admins need to be able to see your record.
Denial. The reason
no-
we said 200 was because we were kind of going off the CGL format. They use level 200, so we just thought that would be kind of fair. I mean, 200. I mean, that means you've been playing for a few months. I have an alt account that I started maybe like 3 weeks ago, and it's already to level 50. So I don't know. I feel like 200 is reasonable.
If you're gonna play in the minor league, maybe we'll lower it for the minors, but I think 200 definitely is a safe bet for people who want to play in the upper division.
Yeah, not two
But
guys, not two whole levels now. Like, I don't think people are understanding what we mean by 200. Yeah, 2 stars, guys, 2 stars.
Yeah, not border, not gold.
Yeah, not borders.
yeah,
Gold.
I think they're still saying 200 levels is a lot. But I think that's the point. We don't want it to be some kind of throwaway count you're using. So at the point that you invested 200 levels into account, we know it's pretty much going to be your main.
Right, and that
So-
gives us a good idea of your true SR on that account too. If you've played that much on it, I think that's kind of one of the big points too.
Double XP weekend. So I mean, if you guys are like 187, I think we can make an exception. But like if you're level like 40, probably not.
Chip Shot says 150 for minor, 200 for major. That might be reasonable.
I wouldn't mind a 1-star for the contenders, especially since it seems like a lot of people are not going to reach that threshold.
Card planes, I think you'll be fine, bro. Especially when we tell you more about like the time frame for the league. You'll have time to get where you need to get. So
Play.
There's no more going to be no more repetition, which shouldn't come up too often because we're going to do planned map pools. And there shouldn't be any more incidents where a person playing is the person moderating. So the person's usually going to be casting is to be they have the pause power. We need to pause the game. So that's going to be written into the rule book so people know how it's supposed to be handled.
yes.
The rule book as a whole is probably going to be completely rewritten to make sure things are clear and spelled out a little bit more. The first iteration kind of did leave a couple loopholes. We are going away from loser's choice because that was a disaster and I don't want to do it again.
I think it was a good idea. I mean, because we wanted to do it that way because we want to try to, cultivate as much parity in the league as we can. Like we want the games to be competitive and good.
Well,
But at the same time, it's easier to
we
just
could
have a
do
plan.
loser's choice just for playoffs.
Right, that's what Al does. I think that might be a good idea.
yeah. I still think set maps is probably the way to go. If we have a lot of people expressing loser's choice for playoffs, maybe we'll switch. But I do think set maps just make things a lot easier. And I think we're not masters on every map, so it'd be kind of interesting to have to know like these are our 4 maps, and we can just practice those 4 maps for the week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fat Chats is gonna spend.
And if we did do
hours.
losers picks in playoffs, then we need to make sure we add that rule of no one can repeat map, because that causes an issue.
Yeah, so
Well, this is all
that's
for set maps.
that's gonna be a thing. That's a new rule for sure. With the so yeah, we had a thing come up where we didn't have it spelled out in the rules, guys, that you couldn't repeat a map that was played. Like, so when you play map 5 for control, there wasn't a rule that said you couldn't play the same map if that team who lost the previous map was the one choosing, if that makes sense. So we're going to, we can't repeat maps anymore. That's definitely going to be a rule. We want to make sure that, we're not repeating. So
All right. Eddie, do we have 20 teams? Is that right?
20 plus teams, major and minor teams, yes.
Okay, so we're sitting at 20 teams.
I
think
we
our
have
lowest
14
team-
majors and like 6 or 7 minors.
So we have about 14 teams around the high plat, maybe low plat to low diamond level, with some outliers on some of the teams. And then we have like 6 gold and silver teams.
Yeah.
So we have to figure out how we want to divide up the league right now, and we might have more interest going forward as well. But there's two trains of thoughts. Right now, the first thing that we've been going with so far is the upper league is going to be capped at 3,300 for your top 6 players. So whatever your top 6 highest SR players are, we're going to average that out, and it has to be under 3,300.
Right. Average of those players, guys, not individual SRs, just to be clear.
Yeah, so you could have a 3,500 player, but you need someone kind of lower than that to balance the SR, so to speak. Right. And then silver and gold would play in their own league altogether. So if you're under 2,500, you'll be part of our minors team. Do you want to keep it like that? The problem being that we're having some players run into the master barrier a lot. Players that played in our first season, so we kind of select to kick them out if we didn't have to. And we already have a couple teams, especially the returning teams, at that threshold, at 3,300, where they don't really want to climb anymore. We want to be under that. So maybe we need to raise the ceiling a little bit, but we will run into a problem that it's going to be a very big spread if we do. So, thoughts on the matter?
Yeah, that's something we got to get some feedback on, because that does kind of bring up the question, like, we want to have it be fair, but to me, to an extent, it's kind of on the captains to put themselves in a position. And I know you can't always just recruit low diamond, mid diamond players, but do you guys think we should just kind of keep the level cap at where it is, or raise it a little bit and just say, hey, captains, make sure you recruit those players to make yourself competitive in the league, or what?
And then for the 3,300 lock, we capped it off that no one above Masters can play. There's one technical Masters team that never did anything. It has like 3 kind of active members.
Sadly.
Shout out to the Masters teams, man.
If you guys can't come in, I will write up all the pertinent decisions that are made. And
I'm recording this too, so I'm gonna repost it if anybody wants to rewatch
perfect.
it.
Probably with the podcast.
I deserve that. So, I just wanted to slide something in too while we're talking about league stuff, if I could.
Go ahead.
We're going to need way more people helping out with the stream. We're doing some improvements to the stream for season 2. I know we have Chip Shots, Walrus, and Lighten told me he has a capture card. I never confirmed with him if he would be interested in actually streaming. Myself, and then if anybody else out there has a PC and capture card that can stream the match, we're definitely going to need more people, because like you just heard, we have 14 major teams, 7 minor teams, and we want as many of those matches to be streamed on the Better Academy channel as possible, with like the nice overlays and all of that stuff. Like, we want to make sure that everybody gets that same, treatment. Like, I know people like going back and watching those VODs and seeing their team's name up there at the top and the transitions and stuff. So, yeah, we need more people to help stream. Yeah, we want to have a high quality experience. Also, next season, I think I want to move to where if you're streaming, you are not commentating at the same time, just because it's kind of hard to do both. And it just, the stream runs a lot smoother when you're just focusing on the stream and not trying to commentate at the same time. Yeah, you're good, Walrus. You're good, bro. I know I just I like doing it a lot this first season, but yeah, the more help for next season would definitely be appreciated.
Yeah, if you guys want to cast, just let us know. I mean, I'd love to see new people cast and come try it out.
Yeah.
I mean, just if you think you have a little bit of an interest for it, just let us know, DM us, and we'll get you hooked up as soon as we can.
Yep, there's no requirements for casting. Just, like you said, come try it. Just make sure you subscribe to the stream team.
No more yawning. No more yawning. No more eating chips.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have some caster etiquette stuff.
Okay, so real quick, just to get back on what we were talking about real quick. Mm-hmm. So we can do the 3,300 cap out like we do with the top average 6 players, or we can set the average at 2,750 and do a high plat and above to Masters League and do a low plat and below league. So I'm going to set that up to a poll. It seems like most people are leaning to 3,300, which I can understand.
Yeah.
So.
Also, real quick while he's making a poll, Team captains, logos for season 2. We need logos for season 2. Spoiler alert, the logos for your teams are going to be actually displayed during the match, like up top next to your team names. So if you have a logo, or you're working on one, like send those to me like as soon as possible. If you've sent it already, then I think I know I have everybody's from season 1 who's still coming back. Frosted, I don't know if I got yours. I'll check my DMs to make sure. If you need me to possibly make one, I could maybe do that for you. It'll take me some time, but yeah, I need logos. We're gonna have the team logos at the top, next to your team names during the stream, just to kind of, up the quality a little bit. So.
Oh, Nelly's got a whole gang of people. Okay, so while this poll's stacking up, let me look at it real quick. We're leaning slightly towards the cap at 3,300. Looks like someone's just messing around.
Don't vote twice.
Can you vote twice? Honor system, guys. So the division at 2750 is we do 2 leagues, high plat and above at the division being 2750 and low plat and below. So our silver, gold, and low plat teams will all have 1 league, and our high plat, diamond, and up to masters, up to 3,500 will have their own. So right now the league is capped at 3,300, and it goes all the way down to 2,500.
Looks like 3,300 is going to be.
Yeah, so it's the top 6 ranked players on your team, and it's probably going to be like something about roles too when we all figure out how roles are going to play into it. But yeah, if you want to have like a bunch of really good players and then have like one player that you're trying to bring up, that's totally fine too. It's your roster, you handle it how you want to. But we're going to be taking into consideration the 6 top ones when we do averages. So people were kind of voting to keep it as it is, which is totally okay. I think that the system works fine.
Yep.
The next thing up for decision is how we want to actually format the league. So with keeping it the way we have, we're going to have 14 major teams. So we can do a tournament. We have an even amount of teams with a losers bracket. And that would probably only take maybe 2 months to get all the way through. Maybe a little bit shorter than that. Or we can do another round robin, but that's going to take a while.
Yep.
Let me get the exact week here.
Chill, before we talk about format, do we want to start talking about the actual start time? Because I know this will be something.
Well, I think that kind of goes hand in hand because, one way is going to be a lot longer than another way. So, like the tournament, so to speak, is like if you guys are not looking to be playing in December, the tournament's probably your best bet. If you guys don't mind having, a league all the way up into the end of the year, maybe doing a round robin with a formal playoffs is what we're looking at. So it looks like to have a proper round 1 is going to be like 90 games when it's all said and done to have 1 single round robin.
We just got to update. We have 16 major teams, not 14. I lied.
So it's going to be a little bit over 100 then. But keep in mind though, like we're probably going to do like 3 or 4 games a week. Probably a little bit more than that. Because as long you're only going to play 1 game a week for sure, so we'll schedule it so you only get 1 game a week.
Yeah.
But I think we can do at least 8 games, maybe a little less, maybe like 6 games a week, with 2 games on one day, 2 games on another day, 2 games on the third day, type deal. So, but it is long. It's going to take a couple months to get through. But I think if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking to play 15 games in a season, the round robin's our best bet. If you guys are looking for something quick, a tournament is our best bet. Where's my notes? Hang on. We could do a double round. I don't think we should do a double
Nah,
round.
double
We
round
can split.
robin would be
No.
ridiculous.
We can split groups again. Yeah, we could do groups. Yeah, well, I'm gonna just kind of lay everything out, and then we're gonna pull it out. We can do groups and do 8 and 8, and that'll cut down on time a lot because we'll do a
Right.
round robin in each group.
And
That's
then
gonna
just do
be
playoffs
much less
again,
games.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be like 30 or 40 games
I
each
think that
group
would,
that we can kind of split up a
might
little
be the
easier.
best way to go. Time wise, if we're trying, because we don't, I mean, we want to have, we want to have some length to the league. We don't want it to be super short, but we don't want to,
Hello.
start and then go 4 or 5 months,
Keep in mind the seating is also going to be weird with groups, and no, that's pretty much it. Which is with groups, because we're going to have to figure out how teams get divided up. So we can do it by the way we did last time, which is doing it by average SR. I think the groups turned out okay that way. Some people didn't like it too much. I thought the groups were totally balanced. People disagree.
We could just do just draw their names at random and put them in groups.
So I'm gonna
That's
set the
fair.
poll up right now, guys. Hold on.
Yeah, a little tax evasion random draw. Six, 7, what the fuck?
All right, poll is up.
So far,
Get out of my
Oka won
DMs,
favor
Lion.
groups. Yeah, groups is definitely what people want.
Yeah, I think groups will be way better. 'Cause if
Groups
we
totally
do
works fine.
16 team round robin, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a huge one. But I mean, some people really wanted, play a bunch of games. So with a round robin, you're only guaranteed 7 games. So you're only guaranteed 7 games, which is a lot still.
That's still a
I mean,
lot.
we only were guaranteed 3 games in the first season.
And it
so-
lasted 2 months, it felt like?
But that was all playoffs. That
Scheduling,
was
yeah,
playoff
or
mess
scheduling, yeah.
that we're gonna avoid. This time.
That was a little mess there.
Real quick too,
Um,
so go ahead.
I don't think groups should be done by time zones because that's such a random way of doing it. There's no real way to know how things are going to stack up.
Yeah.
I get like from a scheduling perspective, random draw, that's totally okay. We can do random draw. That's totally fine.
Also,
Are we just
go
ahead?
wait. Hold on. Never mind.
So random draw is totally okay, but we have to be totally okay with the circumstance arising where like the 2 or the 3 or the 4 highest SR teams are all in one group, and then the low ones get kind of by luck of the draw into another group. I mean it is random, so you never know how things are going to pop up, but I'm okay with random. I think it'll be totally functioning. Just things to
Yep.
think about it.
I mean, and then too, like if
How many
GTB
EU
sees
teams do we
fit
have?
that we need to kind of
I
move
think we
some
have.
things.
I think we only have one, right? One EU or maybe
Yeah,
2.
one EU.
Europa Lumina, or what? Did they change their name
God Complex.
to God Complex?
God Complex is one team.
I don't think we have
And
any
I think we have another one. EU is Europe.
European teams. I know,
I
like,
said Rhino. Rhino's EU.
yeah, Rhino is EU.
Is it Rhino?
Rhino is EU. Yeah, Rhino is EU.
Okay, so Rhino and God Complex are EU.
So we're gonna keep those that are the way we schedule it pretty much similar. We're gonna give you guys, this is your opponent for the week, and we'll give you guys a window. Like this is when the match needs to be because this is when we can set up streamers, and it's on those 2 teams to decide on the time within that window. It'll be a generous window, probably 3 or 4 days, with a sizable time window on each day. But you guys are gonna have to come to an agreement between the 2 teams of when you guys are gonna come up.
Mm-hmm.
So if it is an EU team, if you guys are here right now, just so you know, you're gonna be there's not a lot of EU teams, so I don't know how people are going to be flexible for you. So just know that going in, that there's going to be a little bit of a time strain on you.
Yeah. We're gonna try to be as reasonable as possible, but it's kind of tough. 5 hour time difference. It's just only so much we can do.
The Atlantic fucks us.
There's a few teams that have EU players too, so we can maybe group them up, group the teams with EU players together against the
Yeah.
EU teams.
Yeah.
It seems like a weird way to do it by time zone. And maybe if we have enough interest in it, we can do an EU thing and group them that way. We'll have to take a little bit of a poll after this and see where people stand on European players. Hang on, I guys got a minute. The groups are storable. That's what we're talking about. That would take away from random draw. Yeah.
True,
We do it by region. There'd be no random draw. So, I'm leaning towards random draw myself. So, we can just do a poll real quick, see what everyone thinks.
Whenever we move to the next bullet point, Chill, I'll take that one.
Are you doing the poll?
No, not the poll.
Man,
like
people
the
voted.
the talking point, like what we're gonna talk about next.
Oh, we do the winner one? Okay. So we're gonna do either way, even if we guys decided on a tournament, which we didn't, we're gonna probably be going out of summer either way, because there's no way we're gonna be done in less than a month. So just know that going in, this is gonna be probably 2 or 3 months. We're gonna start probably in September, the first or second week, as soon as possible, ideally. So just keep that in mind when we're starting to sign things up, that, you know, there is a world where this is still going on towards Thanksgiving.
Also, the reason why we're deciding to start at that time, it should be said, is that we don't want to start before Roll Lock and the new SR comes out, because let's say we started in 3 weeks, right? The new SR drops, we have Masters players playing with low plat players. Like that would I foresee that being an issue with at least one person in the Discord.
September 1st is, I think, our tentative date.
Well, actually,
we're gonna get the scheduling down. Well, wait, so go ahead, Eddie. Maybe I'm wrong.
So I think we said a couple of weeks after that, because September 1st is when the new system drops for competitive.
No, I think it doesn't do it like in the middle of August.
So the beta starts in the middle of August, and the actual competitive season starts
I see what you're
September
saying.
1st. So
Sigma's not going to be released during beta.
Right, exactly. So we want to wait a couple weeks after that to start, just so that we're, you know, we don't want to run into issues with like the SR, because we don't know what we don't know right now. Like we don't know what's gonna happen with the new SR stuff. So I know that's like a large window, probably like a month-ish until we start, but I just think that'll be the fairest way to go about it, honestly. But you know, in the meantime, that's what we talked about, having community events. We got plenty of scrims going on. You know, we can stay very active until then. And that'll give everybody.
Yeah, we're definitely going to keep things up. Yeah, and the Scrim channel is always going, which I love to see. And I love that you know.
We could set up another contest within this month before Roll Lock.
Yep.
If just keep things going too, if we want to.
Yeah, we could do a small tournament. You know, like whoever wants to do a weekend tournament. You know, we could set that up.
Yeah.
Maybe like right when Roll Lock comes out, that'd be kind of fun. Like who solves Roll Lock?
Or like what was it? August 13th when beta season comes out, we could do it then, or like sometime after that.
That'd be cool.
So whoever wants to sign up.
September 1st patch.
Do you want to do the last bullet or no? Was that what you were talking about, Eddie?
I was talking about the one you just did.
All right, so then I'm talking about winners, just so you know. I like the idea of doing trophies, so whoever wins the next season is going to get a little trophy next to their name. Like if some of the Fat Chats can please post and so you guys see the trophy next to their name. Those are the guys who won Season 1. If they win it again, we're going to double up their trophies. So that's kind of like the flair we're going to do for each winner. And then hopefully we're going to do something outside of that for the winner. But the problem being is, you know, if we have a whole roster with 15 people, what can we do for all 15 people that's reasonable, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So if you have an idea which would be really great, something that's kind of reasonable to get for 15 people, let me know if you have ideas. But as of right now, we don't really have a crazy cool prize in mind. Lemon scones. A pizza party. Yeah, I'll buy a pizza, but you gotta come over to my apartment to get it. Once. Oh, Walrus is down. My apartment's a little sketch. It is. I'm just kidding. I live in like the nicest part of town. But just Riverside, so how nice could it be, you know?
Do you have
No, I don't have candy. Humble brag. It took me a while to get over here. I am humble bragging, man. I came from the worst part of like fucking town. All right, so I'm just gonna finish this off and talk about the podcast. If you guys want to be on the podcast at all, please DM me or Aventus. I want to keep it going. There's a couple guests we didn't get to, and I'm sorry that I gave you guys false promises, but the scheduling got weird with the playoffs, so some things didn't get done as soon as we wanted them to. Another episode is coming out, trademark soon, so hopefully that comes out really quickly. And we're probably going to do a couple more before the league starts. And just so you guys know, I'm going to continue to do MVPs, and I'm probably going to write them up so you guys don't have to listen to the whole thing to see them. So they're probably going to be posted right there in written form next to the podcast and announcement.
What do y'all do on the podcast?
We shit talk. We go over the games.
Mhm.
All right. I might DM you about that later.
Yeah, man, that's fun. Talk some Overwatch.
Love me some Overwatch.
I cut out. Oh, sorry. Put highlights your best team game in the background. But that's actually a really good idea, Chips. I think we should do that. I don't really do the editing, but I wouldn't mind doing that. So hopefully we can
Put highlights
figure
of
it
the
out.
best game in the background video?
Yeah, just throw it on in the background.
Oh,
Instead
of
of just,
the video. Okay, when you post it on YouTube. Okay.
What's the first poll for? Let me look real quick. I don't have it off the top of my
Okay,
head.
I like that.
So many channels. What to do about role lock and how many people should be restricted?
I think it was kind of split at 1 and 2, right? On the roles.
Yeah, we're pretty heavily split right there. Kiko boy. Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, just keep DMing me. I love to have people come on over, talk about their teams, talk about what they think about the game. It's a fun way of like being engaged with the community. You know, having our own little podcast. Also, I think Nelly has one, if I'm not mistaken. Someone posted about their podcast today too. So I love community content. Just keep it up. Yellcrab has one. My bad. And I think that's pretty much it. So we're gonna get to, right now. Get started scheduling. Hopefully it'll be done by the end of the weekend. We'll have a schedule for you guys, something to look at and talk about, and we'll go from there. So, any other big suggestions, things you want to comment? Now's the time. I'm losing my voice. Several people are typing. I like community meetings. I want to do them enough. They're a little bit hard to... We on for tomorrow? Can I finish the meeting, Elian? Goddamn. Can we get some music other than smooth jazz for games?
No.
You don't like smooth jazz?
The-
No, you have to do, royalty-free
Yeah,
music.
the only reason we can't do like
Initial D.
the music that you probably are used to hearing on the radio is because, like One Chill said, we have to do music that is not royalty music. Like it has to be, free music. Yeah, non-copyrighted music. And then I just use this site called. Now I can try to get different genres, but I'm just like a mellow, like hip hop, jazzy type person, so that's why I get that stuff. But if you guys have suggestions, then there's a site called Bandcamp that you can check out if you find something nice on there. Now we can't get Frank Ocean. He's signed to like a major label, so we can't play his music. But yeah.
Let's just play some stuff.
Bagpipes. I mean, Enlighten, you can make us some music, and we'll use it.
Yeah. Who is Initial D, Mini Bearded? I've never heard of that.
I'll
Ever heard
get
that
back to
meme
you
that's
on
like
that one.
Deja Vu?
I've never
That's the
heard of
song.
Initial D. I've never heard of Initial D.
It's a meme song.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Grass.
Or it's a real song, but it got turned into a meme.
Chip Shot said, "Do you guys want a third member of the podcast for the weekly?"
Ooh, that's gonna be a hard shutdown. But you are more than welcome to be a guest.
Ooh.
He does have a good point. Need more than just TSU.
Okay, but first off, we never had a TSU guest other than Eddie. Yeah, sorry, that wasn't Tia. My bad. We've only had one TSU guest, and most of the time, we try to bring on other teams to talk about their team specifically, because obviously me and Ventus talk about our team a lot.
The TSU Empire. We're definitely not an empire.
Yeah, but I promise you, like, I'm not gonna have TSU on there every week, so we can just circle jerk ourselves as much as I want to. I hope so. I think we're the community favorite only because I think we have the most transparent names. A little bit of saliency to us. No, it's not available on more than YouTube because that's just how our editor does it. We don't really want to, and maybe if we start getting like actual viewership, you know, we'll start doing podcast apps. But so far, it's just something small, just for the community, which is totally fine. We'll keep making it for you guys.
I told Sparheart that I was gonna get like
Like
WWE
the most salient
sound effects.
names, like we're the ones who post probably the most because we're admins, so people know who One Chill and Eddie are if you hang around the Discord enough. Chimpanzees are fucking crazy, dude. They're not fucking pets. Man, there's so many chimpanzee horror stories.
I like
Also, while I'm on this, Winston is an ape, not a monkey. We need to correct our lingo.
No, he's a scientist.
Also, he's a scientist. He's a scientist ape. He is a gorilla. Gorilla's an ape. So you know, apes don't have tails and monkeys do. Just
Denial.
fun
What
facts.
he means
Fun
by
facts for the
transparent
audience.
names is like, I think just people name recognition. I think maybe would have been a better.
Yeah, he's an alien. Good point. He is. Get Joe Rogan on the podcast. I'll reach out. I'll reach out on Twitter. See what he says. I thought he was a giraffe.
He said that's why nobody's been listening to my call-outs.
Get Jack Black. I do like Tenacious D. Have you ever tried DMT? No comment. No, I haven't tried DMT. I've tried acid once though.
Oh, all right, guys. Great meeting.
We gotta shut it down. Shut it down.
I mean, I live in Southern California. This is like a common thing out here, guys. So
Oh my.
don't be
God.
judging me. West Coast, best coast. Competitive now? Hit me up, DJ. I'm all there. I need to fucking play a little bit before I go to work.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
that's
Thanks for coming. Anything you guys want to talk about, feel free to DM directly to the admin team.
Yeah, good meeting, guys. Thanks for coming.
East the coast with the Moses guy. Later, guys.